Not my plus size grandma. Almost got me. But Lovely J Podcast. I'm Coco. Hope you guys are having a great time. Or had a great day. That's what I meant to say. Y'all know it's Good Friday coming up. Kids are out of school. I'm ready for it. I'm here for it. I'm here for that. I am so ready for it. Let's see. I got a few things I want to talk about if I can remember them. Because it's really just random things that I have been running across on today. First of all, I want to say that I am cooking chicken tacos. Yes, I am. With cilantro. And also I have the onions. And to get started, how I do my chicken tacos is these that I'm specifically making today, I'm just going to boil some chicken legs. I'm going to use chicken leg meat because I don't want a bunch of white meat. So, you know, the dryness of the white meat, it's just not going to go for the taste that I'm trying to get. I'm trying to get one of them old school chicken salad tastes, you know, except for in the form of a taco. So I'm going to boil this chicken legs. As you hear, they boiling and everything. And I'm just sitting over here in the cut, just chilling, right? And when they finish boiling, I'm going to shred them. I'm going to shred them up, and then I'm going to put them back in the pan and saute them with some onions and some garlic, fresh garlic, not the thing in the little shaker, but fresh garlic, and I will add some shaker garlic too. But it's a certain taste I'm looking for, and it's an old school taste that I used to get back in the days when I was in a relationship with the guy from El Salvador. He's the one who taught me how to cook these tacos. And see, everything wasn't bad. Some things were good now. Some things were good in the relationship, like learning how to cook this type of food. And I've been cooking it for over 20-some years. So I was just finna come outside. With Kitty. Oh, okay, y'all. Give me one of them chuck things over there. I'm gonna sit out here for a little bit. Okay, so y'all, I didn't left the stove, but he taught me how to cook these tacos. He taught me how to cook these tacos, and I've been cooking them ever since. But I don't cook them as often as I would like to cook them because they're really good. Oh, I'm on my podcast. You hear me talking? So come out here and get some fresh air before Kitty comes. Kitty love to jump up on people. Lord, Kitty. I like Kitty, but Kitty be doing too much. Okay, y'all. So I'm back. Let my hair get some fresh air, and the house too. Okay, so what I was saying was that these chicken tacos are very simple to make, and all it is boiling and adding whatever seasoning you want, shredding it and sauteing them back in some, good oil. And then you're gonna cook some tortillas. Once you cook the tortillas, when the shells soften, then you want to stuff them with the chicken, and then you want to go back in and fry them. And that is so good. It's kind of like a tostito, but it's a chicken taco. And then you add your toppings, whatever you want. You can add extra onions and cilantro. Today I'm keeping it simple. Just a little onions and cilantro. That's it. All right, so let's get on to my next topic now that I have already said what I had to say. Lord Jesus, boy, crunk up right in my ear, right? He really gonna sit there. Wow. That's rude. Yeah, we'll just wait till he pulls off. Alright. I ain't like that. Okay, but better he go ahead and leave than to just sit here and just, Anyway, it's a live podcast and things like this do happen. Okay, so, I want to talk a little bit about sex trafficking because I know that's been in the news with this P. Diddy thing, and it's also been in the news where they questioning T.D. Jakes and what all he got to do with it. But I just want to say, sex trafficking has been out for a long time. Sex trafficking is distributing minors or whoever, any human body or bestiality for sexual desires and pleasure for money. Profiting off of this thing, like pimping and hoes, and I didn't mean to say hoes, but you know how they call them. The pimps get their women and they sell these women off. Now, there is the clusters of sex trafficking, and I mean, what do I mean by that? You would see groups of people just pimping these women out, and it would be for drugs, and it would be, for their own pleasure and needs and for their own money. And now it's a big trillion dollar illegal business. That's what it is now. That's why so many young women are getting missing, and the men too. They don't care now. They want everybody. Now. It don't matter if you're a man or a woman. There's a market out there for men just as well as it is women. And there's a market for older women as it is young women. So don't think because you may be older that it can't happen to you. And especially, let me tell y'all, the sneakiest form of sex trafficking is not the pimp that you think. And it's not like, well, it could be like the P. Diddy's. I'm not sure on that because that's alleged us and somebody, having sex with us. We don't picture it like that. We don't picture people breaking into our houses and taking advantage of our bodies like that, and then posting it to the dark web and getting paid like that. Well, that is sex cyber trafficking. It's the same thing. Even if it's online, it's just as harmful as if you had took me to somebody's house and said, "Here she is. How much will you give me for her?" And that's something that I'm having to live with right now, is not knowing how many people in this world are actually watching what's happening to me. And it may sound foolish, it may sound crazy to y'all, but it's not foolish and crazy to me when I wake up and my body is sore and I've got issues going on and I'm like, what happened to me? And I've got stuff moved off of me, and I've got, like, for instance, sex trafficking may not be the act of intercourse or penetration, but it may be the act of, just maybe somebody held my boobs up to show other people, take pictures of it. Pornography. Because there have been times I woke up and my bra was not right. And I'm not talking about, like, there would be things left in my bra. Things that, like, at one time I was waking up and they would leave money in my bra. And it would have the corners folded. So I don't know what they were doing with my breast or my body at that moment for them to leave money. And it wouldn't be a lot of money. It'd be like $5, $6, $1. So in other words, they were trying to make it look like I was selling myself off when all along it was somebody else doing it while I was knocked out. And that is a growing concern for me in the town that I live in, because the town I live in is small. And you wouldn't think this type of trafficking is going on, but it is. This trafficking is going on in this town. And for me, I honestly believe that law enforcement does know. They know who's doing what, because they got all these drones they fly around. If the FBI can set up in my area or set up in somebody else's area, they know exactly what's going on. They know where the traffickers are. They know where the traffic is. They know what the dark web is. My thing is how much of it is the county benefiting off of? Because in order for big dollars to come in, big things got to be popping. It's got to look like it's a sincere need, an urgency right now, a state of emergency in order to get big funds in. It don't take nobody, nobody to be a genius to understand that in order to bring money in, there's got to be issues. So I do believe that they know what's going on. I don't like sex trafficking. I don't like being exploited like the way I'm being exploited. Even as a human being, how I live from day to day is being exploited by these, whoever put my name on that list. And I always talk about it because, first of all, it helps me to let it out. It don't let shame build up on me whenever I talk about it. And second of all, this is just an awareness to you all who don't know any better, who think that, you think maybe you're getting sick because, you're getting older or, you've been around people exposed, not realizing you're getting sick because people are doing things to you that you have no clue what they're doing. When I first realized they were leaving money in my bra, I ain't gonna lie. My first thought was, don't even wear a bra and you won't even have to worry about it. But then they find some other place to leave money, or like this morning, I woke up and I had lots of hair, like strings of hair in my vaginal area. And the soreness that I'm talking about. And it does feel like something went in. That's what it feels like. So how many people did they show this video to? Because I know they didn't just do it it wouldn't be satisfaction if they just did it just for them doing it. They need, this generation here, they need to feel the need to show people so they can prove to them, look what I can do. So I don't think somebody's coming in this house just taking advantage of me like that and not videoing it. It's video somewhere, and I believe it's on that dark web. Anyways, it just, you just never know. And I can tell you that before you get so hung up on these preachers and pastors, I'm going to tell you something. They got some of the biggest issues. They got some of the biggest sexual demons that you could ever think of right in the pulpit. And if anybody even looks like they fixing to expose them pastors and preachers about that, they hurry up and get them defamed. They hurry up and start the gossip and the smear campaign on the person who they violated. So I don't think I violated nobody, but the smear campaign started on me. So now when I talk about it, nobody believes me. But then God allows the whole entire world to see what P. Diddy did. If he did it years ago and knocked women out to mess with them and to sell their bodies out, what make you think that ain't what's happening to me? What makes you think that it can't happen to me in a small town? I'm a single woman, live out here in these woods, country woods, Montgomery County, North Carolina. I'm in the country woods. I'm in the deep. Nobody even knows I'm back here for the most part, except the neighbors that's around me that keep doing things and watching me. They know I'm here because they part of it. But I can't get the help I need. But I pray one day. See, I can't do like Cassie did. See, Cassie had all this stuff on him, real good proof on him. I got some proof, some evidence, but it ain't enough to get anybody to move. It's not enough. And then you can't get people to move and help you. That's part of the problem. So that's another thing. It would do me no good right now to act like, I can go to the sheriff department and say, this is happening, that's happening. And the sheriff just ignores everything I say. Sheriff never even called me back. Never called me back. I called him 3 times to see if I could even just get tests done. Like lie detector tests, whatever they need to do to prove that I was telling the truth about what was going on with me. And I couldn't even do that. He wouldn't even talk to me. So it's pretty much a moment of waiting for somebody with a bigger name. God is going to send that person with a bigger name to start exposing some of this stuff that's going on in this county right here. This county got about 26,000 people in it. And in this county is a big sex ring. And they are taking advantage of the women just like me. And it's the younger people. The younger people are coming in and taking advantage of us middle-aged and older people. As they have no regard for humanity. They don't care that I'm somebody's mother or grandma. They don't care nothing about that. And so in order for people like the sheriff department to get help, they got to cater to the young people. They got to stay hip. They got to stay fly. They got to act like they one of them. And if they make any arrest, oh man, this is going to be one to see. But I'm going to say this, and I'm going to prophesy in part that this ring is going to get exposed. And it's going to be this year. This ring that's running around hunting down young women and men and just people in general, they're going to be exposed for what they're doing. These people who are putting people's names on this blacklist to slow torture and kill them, they're going to be exposed. Because y'all know psychological warfare. You know what that leads to if you don't get the right help. And you can't get the right help if your name is on a blacklist and you go in for help and the person that's there won't even treat you because of what somebody has gossiped and said about you. I have been to doctors and I have been to psychiatrists. They won't even treat me as if I'm a patient. Won't give me no kind of real physical exam. And if they do, whatever my test results is, I can't even believe them anymore. I can't believe, if they say my health is good, it's hard for me to believe that when I know what I'm feeling and I know that they are part of the ring. I call it the ring. They are part of it, just as many businesses are. Any business, government place, government establishments, they are all part of this. And some of them agree to it, some of them don't. Like I said, I went to a case a couple months ago. People I know went to church with and everything. In church, they holler Jesus. But then when they're at work, they tell lies. Not that humans don't tell lies, but I'm saying, come on now. If she's crazy, then you are too, because you got the same pastor. But hey, that's just me talking, right? That's just me talking. But this sex trafficking thing, I think they will be able to get who they can get and how they can get them. I don't know about Diddy. I don't know about TD Jakes. But what I do know is don't trust nobody. Stop sending your kids off to spend the night with their friends. I don't care how much they holler. I don't care how much they tell you my other friends are doing it. Stop sending your kids off to people's houses. You don't know these people. Just because your child go to school with them and they show up to PTO meetings do not mean they are not cult activists. These people worship sex and they worship Satan. And they use their own children because they are bruising their own children too. They'll use their own children to befriend your child, to get your child out there so your child can get messed up. All it takes is one time. All it takes is one time for your child to get a taste of what's out there. And Satan can make it seem so good. Or they could get a taste of what's out there and not live to tell about it. Don't send your children off. When they become adults, then they can act like adults and start making their own choices. But until then, don't send your children off. I never was big on sending my children off to spend the night with nobody. And when I did, I called 24/7 and it was like, are you okay? You can talk to me. I just ain't never liked it because listen to somebody shooting neighbors. And whenever I did, I had a lot of questions with them. Somebody's shooting now, but I rebuke it. You see, when I get on and start talking out here, stuff like that start happening, I ain't even gonna pay it no mind. Because the same bullets they shooting, they better pray they don't become a victim of their own hand. Lord. While they trying to run me back in the house, I gotta go back in anyway, but I noticed that every time I come out here, just about, they start doing stuff like that, shooting, and don't want me to enjoy my yard. Don't want me to have nothing nice on the inside of my home or the outside of my home. Now that's demonic, but that's what the times we living in. That's some of that P. Diddy stuff happening here in small communities. In a small town. I should not be up under no 24/7 surveillance from my family, friends, or people I don't know. Let me tell y'all, this is supposed to be a free world, a free country. This is supposed to be an area where we can sit on our porch if we want to. I can talk junk about you if I want to on my porch because of freedom of speech. This is supposed to be a place where I have my own liberties, my freedom, liberties, things I can do and feel free and safe to do it. That's not the case with me. They trying to take away my rights. They are trying to take away my rights. And like I told you, like the 24/7 noise harassment, it's not. That's why I stopped talking to a lot of people who call themselves my friends, because I found out they were informants, and I was like, you want to really be informed about some things? You come here and you get fondled. I wouldn't wish that on nobody, but I have had people spend the night and they experienced something they didn't want to experience. They'll tell you get shocked and everything up in here. I wouldn't wish that on nobody, but I can tell you, if you become a regular coming to my house, they'll do something so that you won't be coming. They'll talk to you. But I ain't going to let them stop me from living my life. I mean, it's day by day. It's God's grace over everything. And I can't miss out on my time because they want to use their time unwisely. And that's what it is. They're using their time unwisely to assault, S.A. to R, women and men, to do things that they wouldn't want nobody doing to them. That's what they're doing. It's a little chilly out here, y'all. At the same time, though, this fresh air feels like fresh air. They wouldn't want nobody doing it to them, but they do it to others. It's been going on 2 years now since people have came in and did some things, and after every year, so on, they'll put some things back. They'll put some things back in place. Do y'all hear that? Like they know I'm outside. Y'all know how they know I'm outside because it's 24/7 surveillance. Whether I'm inside or outside, they know. But anyways, I forgot what I was going to say, but that chicken sure smell good. Um, God, I forgot what I was gonna say. It wasn't no lie. But my day coming. It might not be now, but I'm gonna keep saying it. My day coming when they gonna say she was not telling a lie, and they gonna have people. They gonna have people in a line up for what they have done. And I'm waiting for that day that I can testify against them. And I might not even have to testify against them because their works have already spoke for them. Everything they done. The things that they do, it's already speaking for them. It's just a matter of time before it catches up. I still haven't got the keys to my car. I mean, I have a car here that's for me to get back and forth to the doctor. But see, y'all see how this works. They don't want me doing anything that is going to be beneficial for my health. They want me to sit here and just gain weight and stress about them. But the devil is a liar. I cannot do that. So I'm going to do what I can do to help myself. I'm still going to try to find somebody to help me get a key or something made. I gotta have a key for my car. I feel like it's time to start filing some lawsuits and taking a chance, just calling lawyers and saying, hey, look, I'm being discriminated against. I go in and I'm trying to get me a key made. And every time I'm trying to get this key made, people are turning me away. And they don't have no reason for turning me away. Kia dealership is telling me they can't make they don't have the key and all this stuff. Y'all know that's a Kia dealership. Y'all know Kia made this car. I can't even get my car to them. Because not only did they turn me away for that key, but I remember when I called down there and y'all know they had some recalls on the Kia cars. And they had 2 recalls on my car. And I called to make an appointment at the Kia dealership to get those recalls fixed. And they discriminated against me. Yep. They discriminated against me and they heard me on the phone. I said, hello, I need to set an appointment to get the recalls looked at on my car. And the man, he hung up the phone on me. This is discrimination. And if you read most of the paperworks that are in these insurance companies, every business out here, don't let nobody tell you that they don't. Every business out here that's a legit business, that's a legal business, they have insurance. I'm going to start hitting them with claims. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take it to their wallet the same way they took it to mine. Because every business out here, including the Kia dealership, they got big insurance. Even down to some of these homes around me. Some of these homeowners around me, they got big insurance too. Finna hit them up. They keep messing with me and my stuff like this. Because my home got tore down. I'm having to rebuild what they turn up. I don't know what they looking for in my house. I don't know what they trying to find on me, what they trying to hear. But I ain't P. Diddy. I ain't out here doing sex trafficking by my own will. I'm forced into something. I'm forced into this. And I ain't even aware when it happens. I ain't even awake when it happens. I've seen pictures of me that have been, I saw pictures of me where I was just laying down and they had like the kind of undies that I wear. Y'all know we adult women. We have a certain style of undie that we wear, especially when it's nighttime or whatever. And my undies were pulled down around my ankle. And there was a picture of it. My ass, my butt was up there in the air. I did mean what I said. I did say ass. And it was up in the air. But I try not to say that around little kids, you know. Even though that's not a bad word, it just don't sound pretty. We all got one. Anyway. Anyways, it's just, I got to get to focusing on the good things, and some days it is hard to do. And I'd like to say that I think these are my chairs that are back in here now, and my table got lifted. My table got raised up. I don't know how, y'all. Don't ask me how. But the table is slowly but surely rising back up where it's supposed to be. I think everybody needs to, at some point, study what PSYOPs is and how psychological damaging it can be. And how they try to play your mind. You know, it's a mind game of gaslighting. That's what it is. It's gaslighting. I'm going to start looking around in my house more, though, for these keys. Because I just have a feeling that somewhere, there should be a set of keys somewhere. Y'all, I'm coming back in. It's a little chilly out there. But it feels so fresh out there. Yeah, but I had to check this pot. Y'all. Yeah, so whatever they did to the table, I don't know. The table is still smaller, though, in length-wise. I mean, in width-wise, it's still smaller. But, far as... And one chair looks like it's still little. But it's another chair over there that's not little. Let me check this out, y'all. Oh, yeah. I'm going to have to add some seasoning to this chicken. But, yeah, y'all, that's that sexual trafficking stuff that's going on. What the heck? Somebody already opened up my garlic powder. And I know I ain't used my garlic powder. I just brought it yesterday. I didn't even need to use it. Somebody already opened it up. You see what I'm talking about, y'all? This is my first time holding on to this. And it's already open. Wow, that is crazy. And that, it makes it hard to trust any seasonings. I ain't even gonna lie about that. Just gonna use a little bit. Because then the seasoning get that taste in it. You can taste whatever type of chemical they put into the seasonings. You can taste it. And I don't like that. Like this one here. Look at this one them been open. And then they got the nerve to leave a little bit of it. That is stupid. This is also why I don't trust any and everybody picking up my... I'm going to say I just don't trust certain moves. I'm going to say that like that because I do know that this type of program is designed to take you away from your family. Whether it be through isolation or through death. Or through the mental ward. They want you to lose your family. And some more water in here, y'all. That's crazy. Ugh. Lord have mercy. I pray, though, that this same thing with Diddy, that somebody else starts stepping forward besides me. That's what it's going to take. It's going to have to take other people to come forward besides me. Because I know I'm not the only one that's going through this. Ain't no way I can be the only one going through these people coming up in here, putting all kind of cameras and watching me and assaulting me and turn my home up, pretending like they looking for something. I honestly think that they trying to pretend like they looking for drugs or some type of retaliation. And it's not right because I ain't even on that level. I don't even do drugs. Either it's the feds or somebody pretending like they in that type of lifestyle, in that type of work. I don't know, not sure. I do care because it's me. It's my body. It's my home. all the stuff they did, I'm the one got to go behind them and wait, have to wait before I can get anything fixed. Dang, I hate I used that seasoning, 'cause I can smell that chemical stuff. This don't make no sense. Can't have nothing nowhere. They'll be back, though. I hope not. I'm speaking that they gonna stop coming up in here, that they gonna move on about their business and stop bothering people, and that they will. They will have to pay the price for what they have done. They will reap what they sow. That's no doubt about it. Either way, God gonna make sure that they reap what they sow. Vengeance ain't mine. Vengeance belongs to the Lord. Okay. But back to the P. Diddy thing. I know I keep jumping back to myself because it's such a topic. I probably shouldn't even be talking about it because it's so touchy. When somebody touching your body like that, just imagine how, Cassie and them felt. They went trying to seek fame and got S.A. and R. and had to do orgies and all that stuff allegedly. And I don't think I want to cover that because, like I said, that's just too much for me because I don't know, but that seems like that's been a big part of my life story, and every time it happens to me, I just try to pick up the pieces and move on. But I ain't gonna lie, it takes so much of your personality away. Because when I was 13, well, first of all, when I was in my just a child, like 5 years old, stuff like that happened to me. And then when I got 13, it sure enough happened, where I could really feel like that. Like I had numbed out at that moment and I felt what happened. People were around me, saw what happened, knew what happened. And I didn't deal with it till I got grown. I dealt with it in 2020, but before then, I just lived my life as if it didn't happen. If it would come up in my mind, I say, no, you didn't happen. And I acted like it didn't bother me. It really did bother me because men didn't understand why I didn't want to be touched. I couldn't tell them why I didn't want to be touched either because I didn't know that it was affecting me like that. I'd start off with a relationship and, talking to a guy and I'd be like, yeah, want to touch me, hug me, kiss me, and did it to her. It would be like, stop touching me. Don't hug me. Get off me. Stop breathing on me. It'd be like that. And that would be for anybody that come around me. I would say I've gotten a lot better since having granddaughters. Because I was like, I don't want my granddaughters to grow up saying, get off me and things like that. And so I try to teach them how to tolerate, even though sometimes it feels like a sensory overload. But it's human to touch, to want to touch, and to want to hug, and to want to kiss. And when somebody takes that away from you because they SA'd you, for those who don't know what SA is, it's the sexually assault. I'm not going to add the S to it, but you know what I'm saying. When that happens to you, that part of you that used to like being touched, that's the piece of you that gets taken and broken into pieces. And if it doesn't get fixed or some type of therapy treatment, it leaves you in fragments. And for a long time, I was in fragments. And that's how it goes with how I chose my men too. Cause I don't think I really wanted a good man either. Cause a good man would have been, willing to do the right thing. And I was scared of a man who wanted to do the right thing. I was scared of him because I didn't have no experience of people treating me good. So what I wanted was a bad boy. I wanted somebody who would treat me bad, something I was familiar with. I knew how to handle people who treat me bad, but I didn't know how to handle people who treat me good. And that's what happened. When the good men came, they got ran off. But the bad men, they could stay. Oh, it was okay for them to touch and sometimes touch and, do what all they wanted to do. But then when it came down to a good man trying to show me respect, I just couldn't deal with that. Yeah, I couldn't deal with that. And it took me a long time to learn how to accept somebody just talking nice to me, not cussing me out. I would say right now, my relationship with men right now is like at a place where like I just don't know. Because I have not been around a man in so long. I do not know what my response is. And I ain't going to try to figure it out beforehand. But I can only hope that I have ate enough word in me that I be godly, regardless who it is. That's all I can hope. I do know the last guy I was talking to, he was cool to talk to, but he just had, he had so much going on, and me can't tolerate much. He barked, I go, rah, 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 rah. I go, worse than he did. So, that wasn't all that. It really wasn't. Anyways, though, I'm just thankful, though. And despite, what's going on in my life and what I do go through with the essays, because I just had told my daughter, I said, I'm going to tell you just in case, I got some vaginal tearing going on, trigger warning. So, give you time to do what you need to do, cut off or move aside, because I just want to get this out. Because like I said, I'm no longer letting shame hold me back. Like these disappointments that I had, I'm disappointed, but it's got to go. Disappointment has to go, because now it's time for, look, it's the spring season. This is the season when God be doing a new thing. And I'm not finna sit back and miss my season because of what somebody else is doing to me. Yes, it hurts. And that's why I'm finna go into what happened. I had to tell my daughter, I said, look, I'm going to tell you right now, just in case if anything, happens, I can't speak for myself, I'm going to tell you. And that's one thing I'm going to do. I'm going to let somebody know something if it ain't nobody but y'all. And I told her, I said, I woke up, I had some vaginal tearing, I got some scarring going on, and I got some bleeding going on. So whatever happened was bad enough to make me bleed. And that's been this week. And how do I feel about that when it comes down to dating? For a while, I ain't gonna lie, it made me feel nasty. It makes me feel nasty to know that somebody would even think about touching somebody in that type of way, or trying to mess up their genitals, so that they can't bear children, or, when the time does come to have sex, can't stand it because they already been hurt and broken up, body already been scarred up and by trauma. Your genitals can be traumatized, the vaginal area can be traumatized, it can go through trauma. And whatever happened, I feel it. I'm going to be honest. I should go to the hospital and get it looked at. And then I'm like, knowing what I know, because I told y'all, I woke up and there was hair. There was hair there. Thing about it, I don't know if it's the hair they took off my head or what. But there was hair. I went to go wipe and, wash off, and I had hair down in my private spot. And it's scary because it makes me, and the last time I was at the gynecologist, you know what she asked me? She said, do you want an STD test? And I was like, no, I haven't done anything. And I started crying when I got in the car. I said, I haven't done anything, but they did something. I haven't, but they did. So that's why watching all this news about Diddy and them, I hope they get every one of them bastards. Get them in some counseling, whatever they need, but keep them behind bars, because some people just have no regard for humanity. If you can sit there and draw blood out of me, you can draw blood out of me, you know you hurting me. And I almost cried then. But you know that you are hurting me if you sitting there drawing blood out of me. And I'm not talking about a menstrual period. I'm talking about physical blood that's not even coming from the inside of the vagina. It's coming from the sides that are, I don't know if it's tore or what, but it feels tore. I ain't even got the strength to look at it right now. I ain't even gonna lie. I can't even look at it right now. But I know it hurts when I walk. It hurts when I lay down. And when I go to wipe it, it's like wiping a sore. And last time I was like that, I had been SA'd. And I think that's what's done happened now. I got SA'd. Because I can tell that my vaginal has been opened. If you're a woman who knows her body like I do, then you know what that feels like. And then 3 weeks ago, before we went to the beach, it was something with my breast. They did something with my breast. Like, I don't know what they put in my body wash and stuff, but I wash with the regular way I normally do, and I end up broke out all over, black spots everywhere. So in my mind, even though my mind isn't big and I'm open for possibilities, in my mind, still there's that thought, how can you say you want a man and you sitting here and these men already, are in the process of tearing your body up? What will you tell a man? These are big issues. This is not a little issue. And not only that, to think whatever they used, was it their own, dang-a-lang? Did they do it raw? Did they have on a condom? All this stuff, I ain't gonna lie. Y'all, I be thinking about that stuff. Because I know me, this is not something that I would even sitting here talking about it hurts. Did they use the laser or did they use their thing? Because they have done both at a time. I have been hit with the laser and I have been SA'd in another way. Y'all, I need for y'all to study. There are different ways to sexually harass and assault people. Okay? It's not, you can even sonically sexually assault somebody and not even be in the physical room with them. That has happened as well. And what they'll do is they'll aim at you. They aim these little devices they have. Sometimes they're big, sometimes they're small. But they aim that device at you and it hits those glands and stuff, and next thing you know, you feel like you need to have an orgasm. We need to talk about that at a separate time when I can pull up more information for you. But I have experienced that where if you just sitting and next thing you know, you gotta have an orgasm, and it's not a normal orgasm. It's a forced one. It's one you don't want to have at the wrong time, wrong place. You ain't even had sex on your mind. And next thing you know, you feel, you feel like you got to go to the bathroom and things. I'm telling y'all, they got some sonic weapons out here that are specifically designed to sexually torture humans. I don't know. Let me see if I can pull up what it's called right quick, just so y'all can go research it on your own. Okay, so see, some people use it for pleasure, and some people use it for abuse. I'm going to tell y'all what it is. Give me just a second. I'm looking it up. I may come back on and talk about it a little later. Acoustic weapons. Look for acoustic weapons. Let me see. I'm trying to find the one this is. Long range devices. Acoustic weapons function by emitting loud, painful, and even dangerous levels of noise. They use hundreds of modern transducers to create highly concentrated and amplified sound. This fairly narrow beam can focus on specific targeted areas. The sound is designed to be controlled by police officers who can alter the frequency, level, quality, and duration of the alarm. Abuse or lack of operator knowledge about the health effects can exacerbate injury. So this is something that is supposed to be in the hands. It's supposed to be in the hands of our first responders, like the police officers and, military, to control crowd. But in the wrong hands, they shoot it at regular American citizens who ain't done nothing. Innocent citizens. Just innocent people who are just trying to live their lives, trying to make a living. They don't care nothing about that. They just want to see how your body responds to it. And they can do this. They don't have to be directly at your house. I seen guys sit at the top of my road and send a signal to my house. In any direction they wanted it to go, they could send it. I've seen this. I've seen them sit there and use stingrays to pick up my conversations, anything that I do. And I know this sounds like it's far-fetched, but it's the truth. We just gotta remember, we living in a world now where technology is ruling, AI. And if you don't hear what I'm saying now, and you out here thinking that this cannot happen to you, get with some of these young guys. And when you break up with them, find out what they do to you and your family. They don't just go after you no more. They go after their whole family. Okay, so the history of these sonic weapons is sound amplifiers have been used for centuries, but this technology was weaponized for crowd control purposes in the early 1900s. Especially devices that are able to project sounds, project loud sounds over very long ranges were first used by the U.S. military in Iraq in 2004. Since 1990s, the U.S. military and private companies have also researched infrasonic devices which could have effects at very low frequencies that might not be heard by human ear. And those frequencies, when I tell y'all, they can cause your body to have stress. I have gained so much weight because of the abuse from these sonic sounds. These sounds like when you try to go to sleep, good luck. Prayers up. And if you don't really deeply believe in God, you're not going to get any sleep. That's just how it is. You're not going to rest. If you don't have no belief in God, you're going to be tossing and turning all night. What I do, I turn God on and I turn God up real loud. I ain't talking about no TV or nothing like that. Although sometimes I used to try to listen to TV and then I was just like, I'm just going to rest in God. I have to turn His grace up louder than that noise that comes through here. And that's how I'm able to rest. Now let's go on and listen to, let me read some more of this to you. Legality of use. Internal human rights laws protect the right to freedom of assembly, including the right to hold public or private meetings, marches, processions, demonstrations, and sit-ins. The state has a duty to protect those exercising their right to peaceful assembly. And I should be able to have peace in my home. A peaceful assembly here in my home. I'm the only one here majority of the time. Why do I have to suffer for this? Let me keep going. The state has a duty to protect those exercising their right to peaceful assembly from any type of violence, including violence from law enforcement agencies and counter protesters, as long as the purpose of the assembly is peaceful. Incidental violence does not charge the state from this obligation to protect. International legal principles require law enforcement agencies to adopt rules and regulations for the use of force within the following parameters. The use of force must minimize, targeted, proportional, and directed at de-escalating violence. Liars, they not doing that, y'all. They hitting us innocent people who are not violent. Non-violent people. I ain't even an activist yet. Because when I do become an activist, it's not going to be with these two-faced activists that's out here now. These snitch patrol, no. The use of non-lethal incapacitating weapons must be carefully controlled. The deployment of non-lethal incapacitating weapons must occur in a manner that minimizes the risk of endangering uninvolved persons. Restraint must be showed in all use of force by law enforcement agents with a view minimizing injury and loss of life. Anyways, it's a lot to read, and I know my time is getting about up for this hour, but I can go ahead and successfully tell you that these weapons are in our county. And our law enforcement knows it because they are behind it. What part they not behind? I would say probably dealers are, and I don't even think the dealers have as much access to some of these things as not some of the more lower scale dealers. I don't think they have as much access to it as some of the higher scale dealers. Because all they got to do is turn that noise on and you'll get horny. All they got to do is turn that noise on and you'll fall asleep. All they got to do is turn that noise on and you will, you can lose your mind. Like you'll start hearing voices and things. It's real. This battle is nothing new. It's newly hit me, but it ain't even new to me now because I done been dealing with it now. I didn't even realize I was dealing with it. But I had been dealing with it the whole time. I kept going to the doctor talking about vertigo. Sure did. I kept going, saying it's vertigo, and the whole time it's not. Okay, y'all, so my chicken is done, too. That wasn't long, was it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that off, and I'm going to let my chicken cool. What time is it? 6:43. Oh, I got good timing. Cooking today. We going to eat early. Y'all know I got to call my family up to eat. We're going to eat early. But, I'm going to let that cool and then I'll get back to it. So, what I'm going to do, y'all, is, what am I going to do? I'm going to cut this off. I'm going to start over. I'm going to start a new one. And we're going to talk some more on this. I'm going to spend like 30 more minutes talking on this. But you're going to have to come back and catch it because, you're going to have to come back and catch it because if you don't, I'm going over my time. That's all it is to it. Peace, love, happiness. Come back now.